Hey guys, we're going to move on to the angles of elevation and depression now. So let's get into it. Okay, so when we're talking about angles of elevation and depression, if I draw this out, so we have something like this. Let me just make this a bit bigger. Right. Let's say we have a triangle here. Actually, let's say we have a cliff here, right? This is a cliff, right? And then you've got the ocean here, right? And then you are on a small little boat here, right? Excuse my drawing, but you are here. You are here, right? And then your friend called Jimmy is up here. Let me draw that again. So here. All right, perfect. So if you are in the boat and you are looking up at Jimmy, right? So let's say this is C here, right? And then you are looking up at Jimmy, right? This angle between here is called the angle of elevation. So between here and here is your angle of elevation. On the contrary, if Jimmy, right, is looking down at you, right, he is looking straight ahead, and to look down, right, to you, right, the difference between here and here is your angle of depression. So between here and here is your angle of depression. Right, and in a right angled triangle, right, these will always be the same. So the angle of depression will always equal the angle of elevation. Right, so right, we're solving these. Right, we're going to identify which ones we're dealing with, whether it's the angle of elevation or angle of depression. Then we're going to draw a diagram if it's not already given, and then use the appropriate trigonometry ratios to find the unknown side. So let's have a look at some of these examples. So a person is standing 20 meters away from a tree. So let's draw it in. So person is here, tree is here, right, and looks up at the top of the tree at an angle of 30 degrees elevation, right? So he looks up 30 degrees, right? Let me draw this in properly, 30 degrees, right? How tall is the tree? Standing 20 meters away from it. We need to find X, right? This is what I mean when I say draw a diagram. Just make it, you can even make it like into a tree or something like that, but you just need to find the unknown side, just like trig. So same thing as we were doing in the last lesson. We do tan 30 degrees. Remember so, ka, toa. So tan 30 degrees equals x over 20. So x equals 20 times tan 30 degrees. That's equal to 11.547 ... approximately equal to 12 meters. All right, next one. A person stands 50 meters away from a building. So 50 meters away from a building, the angle of elevation from the person's eyes, which are 1.6 meters above the ground to the top of the building, is 45 degrees. How tall is the building? So this just is the same thing, just with extra steps. So we have the building over here, right, and we have the person, which is here, right, and they are looking from here up to the top of the building. This is 1.6 meters, right? How tall are you guys? I am 6'4". I bet you wouldn't believe it. 50 meters here, and then wrong one. All right, so 50 meters away from the building, so just here, right? And then from here, the angle of elevation is 45 degrees. So how tall is this building? Let's do it the same way we've been doing every other question, right? Which rule do we have to use? We need to find this, and we only have this one and this one, right? So we're going to use tan. So tan 45 degrees equals to x over 50. The only thing with this is that this person is 1.6 meters above the ground, right? So we are calculating, if we draw this out again, right, we've got the right angle here, right? When we're calculating this here, this equation here, we're calculating this, right? But the final equation is going to have x plus the 1.6. Right. It's going to be x plus 1.6. So how do we do that? All right, all we do, same thing as before. X equals to tan 45 degrees times 50. X equals to 50, right? And then height of building equals to 50 plus 1.6. That equals 51.6. Okay, let's move on. Angle of depression. All right, so basic problem. A lifeguard sits on a chair 5 meters above the ground. So this is him, this is his chair. It's 5 meters above the ground. The lifeguard spots a swimmer at an angle of depression of 20 meters. So go across. This is 20. How far is the swimmer from the base of the lifeguard's chair? Again, angle of depression and angle of elevation are both equal. Right. So this is also going to be 20 degrees. So then it's the same thing, right? Tan 20 degrees equals to 5 over x. X equals to 5 over tan 20 degrees. That equals 13.737 ... approximately equal to 14 meters. Okay, next question. A person is standing on the edge of a 30-meter high cliff. Right. And looks down at a boat on the water. So pretty much like our first example. The angle of depression is to the boat is 25 degrees. So this is 25. That means this is 25 as well. How far is the boat from the base of the cliff? Okay, so this is 30. Same thing again. 10. 25 degrees equals to 30 over x. X then equals to 30 over tan 25 degrees, and that equals to 64.33 ... approximately equal to 64 meters. All right, so that's all there is for angles of depression and elevation. You may not get a question in the HSC specifically on that, but there'll be a question where it says maybe find the angle of elevation to find x, or to find this other problem where you have to use sine rule or something else. But we're going to go over some more stuff in the next lesson. So I'll see you there.